Japanese-Canadian internment. In the midst of World War II, following the attacks on Hong Kong and Pearl Harbor, Canadian Prime Minister Mackenzie King deemed it necessary to detain and imprison all Canadian of Japanese descent. From 1994 to 1949, Japanese Canadians were taken from their homes, stripped of their things, and forced to live in camps as prisoners. This moment in time highlights a brief but important moment in the struggles and challenges Japanese Canadians had to overcome. One of the bravest story that reveals the feelings and lasting impact of this controversial time in Canadian history. When the man came to the mouth of the gorge, he set his boat down. He stood still and listened to the river, and slowly pushed out onto the dark water.
The riffles turned to waves, and the waves turned to rapids. The steady roar grew louder. Suddenly the river fell away. The man closed his eyes and held his breath.
The churning water tore away at the kayak and paddle, his helmet and life jacket. When at last he took a breath, he was being swept into an underground river, his strength and hope draining. He imagined seeing a faint light, and slowly it grew brighter.
The tunnel widened into a large cave lit by a single shaft of light. He did not see the ladder until he crawled out of the water. He climbed up.
At the top, he looked out onto a desert. Some ruined buildings made of earth stood nearby. Must be an Indian reservation, he thought. Two dark figures crouched against the adobe wall caught his eye. He walked toward them.
He was surprised to see that they were small children. "What are you doing here?" he asked. "Wanting to go home," the girl answered. "How did you get here?" "From the camps," she said. "And where is your home?" They did not answer. He leaned down and looked at the tags on their coats. He could not make out the writing.
"Looks like we're lost together," he said. "Come, there must be a town somewhere." He took their hands. Together, they walked into the desert. They did not walk long before a wind began to blow, filling the air with dust. "Close your eyes," the man yelled, pulling the children forward. After a time he shouted, "Lights! I see lights! A town!"
They came to a row of buildings made of wood and tar paper. All the windows were dark. "Camp," the children said. He looked at them, and they looked away. "Let's see if anybody's here," he said. They shook their heads. "But I saw the lights," he said. "I'll be right back." Alone, he walked to the nearest house.
"Hello?" The man called through an open door. No one answered. He went up the steps and looked into a small room. It was empty except for a piece of paper lying on the floor. It was a name tag, like the ones the girls wore. He went in and picked it up. "No!" he cried. The tag had his name on it. He stood still as if stricken. Then a sound startled him. He rushed outside.
A group of children stood before him like one large body with many eyes. They stared in silence. Then, all at once, the small mouths opened. "Take us home," they chanted. "Get back inside." A tremendous voice boomed. Everyone turned. Behind them, two watchtowers loomed in the darkening sky. "Get back inside," the loudspeakers bellowed again. The children started to run.
Like swords, two beams of light slashed at the children. "Turn them off! Turn them off!" he shouted at the watchtowers. The searchlights turned to him and blinded him. He staggered after the sound of running feet.
When he could see again, the children were gone. Before him was a round pit like an arena. In the middle was a hole with a ladder. A single name tag lay nearby. It had a girl's name on it, the same as his mother's, and now he remembered he had been named after his mother's father. As he put the tag with the other in his pocket, he thought he had heard voices of children inside the hole. He climbed down. At the bottom was complete darkness. "Where are you?" he called. Only echoes of his own voice answered. A great weariness came over him. He lay down and fell asleep.
Whispering voices woke him. He was lying by the side of a river. A group of children were standing by a boat on the bank. With a start, he realized that it was his kayak. "You didn't have to run," he said. They turned and stared. They were not the same children. "Where am I?" he asked. "You're in our camp," one of them answered. "No!" he exclaimed. He sat up and saw the pieces of paper on the ground. Name tags. He leapt to his feet and ran up the bank.
A gust of wind scattered the tags in the air. The man took the 2 tags from his pocket and released them. The strips of paper joined the others. Suddenly, the cloud of name tags seemed to turn into a great flock of birds. The man and the children watched until they disappeared over the mountains. "They went home," said a child. "Yes, they went home," the man said, and the children nodded.